Hey everyone, thanks for Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today we're going to be talking with Curt, the owner of Smirk and Dagger Games, about his new game and kind of digging into your head a little bit. This might be kind of scary. I don't know. We'll find out. So thank you for joining us, Curt. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And we're actually back from Gen Con, so we're all definitely a little tired on things. It was an insane show this year. You guys did amazing, so congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, and we were really down people. And normally when we're at Gen Con, got like 16 people working the booth, but we were down to a skeleton crew of 6. And,
wow.
Goodness.
I have to tell you, like, my thanks to my fabulous team for like slugging it out, because we thought it might be a little bit sleepier. Like we heard, it's only going to be like half attendance, and Thursday it's the middle of the school year. Who's gonna be? It's gonna be quiet.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, not quiet.
It was
It was insane. So, but they did an amazing job, and we broke every sales record we've had for 18 years.
That is
show.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very cool. And that was due to mainly like your hot new game, which is the Night Cage. Of course, I have my copy here. Gotta have
Couldn't
that.
miss
So
out on
that is a really cool game. But you also have a new game currently on Kickstarter now. There's a few days left of this one, right? Until Friday. So
that's right.
If you're interested in grabbing it during the Kickstarter, definitely swing on by and check that out. We have a full playthrough video that we just got done filming.
Yeah.
As you can see here, it did
not go well.
It's brutal. Brutal.
Yes. And
but a lot of fun.
If you find this video later on, though, there's also going to be a late pledge opportunity.
That's correct.
So
yeah.
We'll have a little bit longer to get that. And then this one is this one going to make it to retail at a later point as well? Or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So the plan is, we'll get these, we'll get it to press like late November. We should have the games printed by mid-February.
Sure.
And then I told backers, with the shipping being what it is, it's going to be like easily April before backers get it. And then you figure it's got to be another month before it hits retail. So May in retail is my
tentative idea.
Yes, and hope. Yes.
And right now the industry is so up in there, we just don't know. So keep an eye out for it. But those dates might slip a little bit. We'll kind of see as time goes on. So of course, let's talk about this one real quick as far as where did this concept come from and what is this game about?
Sure. Yeah. So I first discovered this game when I went to Proto-TO up in Toronto. That's the same show where I picked up Shobu, actually.
Oh, that was so good.
But yeah, it was another great game. But I met Andy Kim there. He's the designer. Okay. And he told me that what he started with was he had this idea. He'd never seen a 4-way dice tower before, where you drop the dice in and it just spills naturally into 4 different quadrants. And he started thinking about, well, what kind of application, what kind of game could come out of a mechanism that does that? Yeah. So, and I think actually it was his wife who said, oh, well, so it's like pouring out it, like maybe it should be an oil rig. Like,
oh, nice.
And he's like, well, that's a good idea. So,
perfect.
Yeah. So this is a game about an oil rig that is in trouble. It's gushing out oil, and it's a reverse tower defense. You are trying to contain the oil, remove what you can, and save the sea life. And as we found out, it's not easy.
Very challenging. We did try it on the hardest difficulty, but yes. And one of the interesting things with this one is that the oil itself has its foot on your throat the entire time, and you don't even realize it. And then there's obviously that natural instinct that you pointed out to us that we want to save all of the animals, and as much as you want to, it is just not possible. So you really do need to really manage the different things you're doing, and to handle that oil is the top priority, it seems, for sure.
Yeah, and it's tempting not just to save the animals, but also to get rid of as many oil as you can from the board by putting them back in the bag, because it costs 1 point where like removing them from the game costs 3, which is almost your whole turn. Yeah. But if you don't do it, if you don't pull a good 12, 15 dice out of there,
it catches up with you.
It does.
It sure does.
Yeah. And I'm sure people want to see this, right? So
let's see how this works here.
If you get the dice kind of like spilling out all over the place. Although they kind of angered in one quadrant that time, but
they did. But we do want to point out that this is just a prototype. As beautiful as this is just a prototype. So the final production copy is going to be even better than this.
It's true, and actually, this is just a 3D printed tower.
Yeah.
So honestly, it's a little flimsy and wobbly, and the final one won't be. It'll actually be orange. There'll be decals, so it looks even more like an oil rig. So this is kind of a hint of it up here.
Right. Nice.
But and honestly, since backers have gotten involved with their suggestions and of course their support, it's gotten even better. So our deluxe version now has wood tokens.
Nice.
That are full color on both sides.
Yay.
We've added more of the specialists that you have their own unique abilities. And I think before the campaign's done, we're probably going to be looking at pearlized dice that give kind of an oily sheen.
Nice. Nice touch.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And there's a lot of replayability to this one as well, since you have so many different asymmetric components. You have each player has their own special ability that responds differently. We also have the victory conditions. So there's a whole deck of cards that are going to provide different victory conditions for each game. With this particular one, as you guys will see if you watch the other video, it has 3 different conditions that you have to meet all of them in order to win, which makes it challenging. But each card is going to have its own that are going to create a different play experience. And we also have these cards up here that you can tell us about a little bit.
Sure, yeah. The resource cards was actually kind of they were always in the game, but that was probably the last thing that Andy and I really put our shoulder against to see if we could have it work even better. Originally, it was a deck of resource cards, and they came out at random, and you used them, and they went away. But there's no real strategy other than how to employ them. So we said, what if before the game starts, we could each get 2 of the resource cards. Choose one that we want to use for the team. We could even talk about them, coordinate it, and start with 4 cards that we think that's our go-in strategy with.
Yeah.
Which is, first of all, a great discussion to have.
Yep.
Then on top of that, now they don't come in activated, so you earn that by saving, sets of sea creatures or columns of oil. Then you get these activation cubes. Now there's another discussion. Which one of these cards do we think we need now? And do we want to take the easy and quick version of that power, or do you want to invest more deeply in it and get a much better ability? So,
Which is really interesting. I mean, it definitely adds a lot of strategy to the game. The other big thing with this one is if the oil wasn't bad enough, there are certain points during the game that you will have to deal with weather conditions because there's going to be 4 weather dice mixed into that bag of oil dice. And these are going to cause all kinds of mayhem as well, unless you get that 6.
Right. There's only one good result on the die. Everything else is terrible. Everything from slowing down your moving around the board, making animals harder to get to.
Not using your special ability.
Right, losing your special ability for a turn. Yeah, it's terrible stuff that all of a sudden, it really changes your priorities because now you're like, well, if I can't save the animals efficiently, I'm going to go after oil maybe. And then you start adjusting as you need to.
Definitely.
So, really, really interesting dynamic here. And I love the reverse tower defense aspect to this.
Well, one thing I would love to show you.
Sure, yeah.
Just to kind of draw some attention to it. So this was illustrated by Kwanchai Moriya.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful illustration.
He is an amazing illustrator. And he really brought what I wanted for this game. I mean, obviously, this is a very heavy topic, right? It's an oil rig in trouble. But what I wanted the game to be about is the hope, right? The fact that there are dedicated people who are out there trying, you can say what you want about whether offshore drilling is fine, but there are people who, regardless, are there to help when these things happen.
Right.
And it's their actions that this game is really about.
It's what they're passionate about.
Yeah. So here with, you've got this kind of rainbow sheen in the oil. You've got this upwelling of life and hopefulness that comes through here. Looking off at the horizon, there's hope in this illustration. There's hope in the game, and when you win it, it feels great, and when you lose it,
we were right there.
It hurts you right here a little bit. Yeah. So
definitely.
Anyway.
Just eats at you a little bit.
It sure does. Yeah. And it's just so much fun. We had a blast playing. So definitely check out that playthrough video as well. And thank you so much, Curt, for joining us today. It was a lot of fun checking this out. And I'm definitely going to be having this one come back to the table once it comes out. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully winning next time.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Thank you so
I
much.
really feel like this game definitely gives you that feeling and that sense of, this is really building and it's snowballing and we really got to get out there and save the animals, but we got to stop the oil too. So it really definitely gives you that feeling of it's pressure cooker and it's building and it's getting worse and oh my god, what are we gonna do? So yeah,
definitely. Great. Well, thank you so much. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos and leave us feedback on them. If you like what we do, please also consider hitting that like button, subscribe to our channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can help support channels like ours so we can continue to grow and bring these amazing games to you. Until next time, we'll see you later.